What's happening now is that in the past year especially, grocery food is being ordered online like crazy. Instacart and Grubhub, DoorDash, all these companies, they're growing like crazy. Amazon's delivering, Walmart's delivering. The problem is that nobody is making money at it. Walmart is losing $1 billion or has lost $1 billion in the e-commerce business. They're losing money on every order. SoftBank wanted DoorDash and Uber to merge last year to try to make up for the hundreds of millions of dollars of losses. So at HDS, what we believe is there's three things you need to succeed in this grocery. One is obviously a great app, custom food, made-to-order food, great delivery, and then finally, you got to control your costs. So you got to have operating expenses that are low enough so you can provide the consumer with in-store pricing without subscriptions, without delivery fees, etc. That's hard to do. So not many companies, in fact, HDS is the only company that's going after this whole ball of wax. We do it all through robotics, automation, and AI. We reduce our operating expenses through robotics, automation, and AI. So to give you an idea of what we're doing with that, we're creating a fully automated facility. We're using large-scale automation. We're also combining that with robotics. So we're replacing old technology like conveyors, and we're using mobile robots to replace the conveyors. Much more flexible, much cheaper. We're also replacing pickers. This is a controversial topic. I'm sure it'll come up later. Very monotonous job. You can't even find the number of pickers that you need these days to pick. We're replacing human pickers with autonomous pickers. And we're having all these robots work together using artificial intelligence, using data analytics, to work together to figure out what is the best way to run a warehouse. What's the most efficient way to get your orders that you're ordering online out to you in the quickest amount of time? What's the best way to organize all that? So that's all happening through AI throughout the day, throughout the week. And if you picture the warehouse as a whole system, this is just a schematic of a warehouse. A 150,000 square foot warehouse is what we're probably going to build. Like in San Francisco area, we'll have 6 of these warehouses. If you picture these things operating together as a system, so it's kind of a giant warehouse, a giant robot, all using all that data analytics and artificial intelligence, you find you have a system that's running the most efficiently it can. So there's a $1 trillion untapped e-commerce grocery market, which is huge. And the companies that really crack the code to this great automation system are the ones that are going to be the winners. That's what we do at HDS.
So I just wanted to move on towards, I suppose, the impact on society with robotics and technology. And there's been a lot of talk about should technology be regulated. The World Economic Forum talked about creating a regulation through that way. The UK also talked about creating their own board to keep up with technology and make sure that regulations were enhancing as well to do that. Maybe, Yarrow, I don't know if you want to kick us off, but what are your thoughts when it comes to regulation and the ethical implications robotics may have on society?
It's an interesting question. We have not, come across people who kind of, deal with regulations so much, so it didn't come as often. We do see that most of our customers, they just struggle. They cannot find, labor to work and do things. So for us so far, it hasn't been a problem. And I have no doubt that at some point, there should be a discussion about it and how fast the technology is adopting and how much the government and how should do any programs with that. And not really picking on Amazon, but they have the educational program where if somebody is transitioning, so they are trying to do that. I don't know if this is sufficient. Of course not. But I think on a global scale, there will be definitely a shift in the workforce.
Is there a concern that regulations could stunt the growth of innovation in technology? You're smiling at me.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
on.
smiling because it's the same question, you know, if you go back to this French author, Rabelais, saying in the 16th century, science sans conscience n'est que le ruine de l'âme. Science without conscience is just the ruin of your soul. I mean, this is what we are still now. It's just innovation is, do you do it for good and for bad? And my perspective is when you bring cell therapy and you treat and save patients that have a third death of cancer, and you re-engineer that cell and you save him, I think you need to get science and you need to get technology to get going. And the amount of regulation that there is, I mean, all a company goes through, called FDA, FAA, ASA, chemical regulation, everything is embedded. We have a lot of law and rules, and we need to get the law and rules. But I think the questions remain at the end is, what do you get the benefit for?